Hi, I'm Robbie from RBC, and today's how-to video we're going to talk about tubeless wheels and how to maintain them and how to make your rims tubeless. To start out with, there's a few things you need. Some good quality tubeless sealant. It's very important to make your tires tubeless. You need to have a tubeless solution like this. I like to use a little bit of isopropyl alcohol. Of course, some good quality rim tape, a tubeless valve with a removable core, a valve core remover, some tire levers, of course a new tire that we're going to cover, a hand pump, and if you have it, a compressor. So if you look at the rim, you'll see you've got a whole lot of holes here. These are to access the spokes. You will have either a count of 32 or 28 or 24, depending on what your manufacturer specified. But you will also have a hole for the valve. As you can see, this hole in this is smaller and the spacing is less between the two spoke holes. So you typically look for that. That is where this will go. So this is your valve. So to prep the valve, you need to just take off the little piece of aluminium that holds the seal on it. Unscrew that off there. This will then insert straight into the hole, and as you can see, as you tighten it, it'll pull it tight and create a seal. But before we do that, we need to make sure that we seal all the holes in the rim. So a couple of things you need to be careful of if you're converting a tire or a wheel that hasn't been tubeless in the past and you're looking to make it tubeless. You might see that a spoke is actually been cut too long and it's sticking out there. If it's going to stick out of these, it's actually going to make a hole in your rim strip and will obviously not work to be tubeless. So just check those. What I like to do is take a little bit of isopropyl alcohol, spray it on my little rag, take off the old rim strip, clean the rim just to make sure that the new tape will actually seal properly and stick nicely onto the rim. We've made sure that the tape we've bought fits exactly shoulder to shoulder on the rim. So now to apply, I like to do 2 complete circumferences of tape. That just ensures that the tape is actually seated and it's nice and tight. So once you start it, I like to give it a little bit of some tension so that it makes sure that it sticks properly. As you can see now, we've put the rim tape on, and you notice how it covers from shoulder to shoulder and how it goes into the curvature of the rim and seals all those holes. Now we're going to take our little seal pick. We're going to identify the hole where the valve has to go. We're going to push it through from this side, the seal pick, because we want to make a little bit of a hole in the other side. And now you'll see the hole that we've made there is where I'm going to now put my valve in. It's going to go in from this side, straight in like that. As you can see, it's gone straight in through the tape. And I'm going to put the little seal on it that it comes standard with, followed by the little nut. And that's just there to clinch it up and pull it tight so you create a seal between the rim and the rubber jacket on the actual valve. Okay, so now we've fitted our rim tape, we've fitted the valve, we've ensured it's nice and tight. I'm going to remove my valve core. There it is. Put it aside. I can put my rim down. And now I can focus on my tire. Take my tire out. If it's a new tire, I want to ensure that there is no release agent on the inside of the tire. So when a tire is made in the factory, they actually put a release agent in the molds. And the release agent sometimes is not cleaned out correctly. And if the case is, if there is a release agent in there still, it can actually cause a problem with your sealant. So what I like to do before I put my tire on is again take my isopropyl alcohol, give my cloth a little bit of a spray, and just gently wipe inside the tire just to ensure that all that release agent has actually been cleaned off. Just a quick reminder, not all tires are tubeless. Please look for a manufacturer's mark on the tire that says tubeless ready. Also be sure when you purchase a tire that you've got it at the right size for the rim that you want to apply it. If you're buying the wrong size tire, it's not going to fit. So before you do that, just make sure that you've got all your correct figures and details. All right, so to put it on, we've got our rotational direction and we've got the tire and everything's ready. Now we just need to fit it. Okay, if you follow what I'm going to do, I put my rim and I put the tire together. I lift the rim and I lift the tire over the valve, and I can actually seat this by hand. If you're a little bit concerned that you can't seat it by hand, just take some of your tire levers. Just remember to be very cautious with your tire levers. Even if they are plastic, you don't want to damage your rim. So now that we've seated one side of the tire onto the rim, we're going to proceed to take our tubeless sealant, give it a good shake, and let's check the manufacturer's requirements. For this wheel, it says 100 mil or more. So I'm actually going to open the top and I'm going to pour in, there's 200 mils in this, so I'm going to put half of it in here. Okay, we got it in now. So now what we're going to do is make sure that the rim is seated on the other side, and then we're going to proceed to pump up the tire and set the bead into the sidewall. So if you want to take a close-up here, you'll actually have a look and see the sealant. It floats around the inside of the tire. How it's going to work is this latex will sit inside the tire and it will actually form a seal against the tire to prevent any air escaping. And by staying liquid, anytime there is a hole, the sealant will actually be forced into the hole and the chemical reaction will occur, which will actually cause a plug. The sealant will plug the hole. So the sealant can plug the hole to about 3 millimeters. And I know with this manufacturer, they add some little beads which are in here already that can then seal up to 6 millimeter holes. So really good quality sealant, and it'll work really, really well for any ride. So by adding 100 mils, a little bit more than 100 mils of sealant, we've effectively sealed this tire, and it'll be good for at least 6 months of riding, provided that you don't have any punches or anything in the interim. As you notice, I actually left this valve at the 6 o'clock position, and I've done that actually on purpose, because when I get to the top, when I turn this all the way around, you'll see the valve is going to be at the top, will prevent any sealant from leaking out. So here we go. I'm going to start just by gently putting the tire bead into the rim, right round, and we're back at the top here, so there's no sealant going to leak out. I'm going to need to take my tire lever here, just put the last bit of the bead finally into the rim. There we go, perfect. I'm going to take the valve core, I'm going to insert it. I have greased it. I do recommend a little bit of lube or some grease on it before you put it in. Just tighten it by hand. It doesn't need to be super tight. All right, so now we can go to inflating our tire. So with this tire, there's two methods we can use. We can either use a hand pump or we can use our compressor, our compressed air. I'm going to use the compressed air, and I'm going to start slowly. And why I don't want to rush this is because I don't want the rim to seat with a big bang. It is going to seat very hard. So if you look here, you'll see the tire seated, but not seated over here. So in order for me to get it seated correctly, I just need to apply a little bit more pressure. And you can see slowly but surely it'll be seating itself until it makes a pop. And it always scares me. There we go. All right, so what I suggest you do once you've inflated your tubeless tire, it is going to be over the pressure that you should be riding at. But ride it for a little bit, just let the sealant spread it around the tire and actually create a seal all the way around. And then you can go ahead and adjust the pressure that you want to set it down so that it's comfortable and secure to ride. Okay, there you have it. We've prepped our brand new rim. We've put a sealant onto it. We've seated our new tire and we're ready to go. Thank you very much for watching and enjoy the trails.